Before we start, drop a like in 3 seconds if you want to beat Lu Bu. Wolong, Fallen Dynasty is filled with incredibly hard bosses, including Lu Bu. In fact, a large portion of players who have dived in have found the first boss fight to be an incredibly tough barrier of entry. Even those who have rolled the credits still claim it's a tough one to bypass. There is also another that is blocking players' paths around the midpoint section of the game. Lu Bu is causing headaches across the board as the game's second huge roadblock that's preventing players from progressing. It's a hard fight, but one that is a lot more manageable once you know a few solid tips. If you're struggling to defeat Lu Bu and Wolong, I have a few handy tips to help you out in the heat of battle. Lu Bu appears roughly halfway through Wolong and is what many would consider a skill check. If you've been getting good at the combat system so far, this boss fight ensures you are a master at it. Unfortunately, there are no cheese methods to get past Lu Bu, but there are tips and tricks to help make things easier. While it may seem like a good idea to bring companions to help you out in combat, they will be a hindrance more than anything. For starters, they are absolutely terrible when it comes to blocking attacks, meaning Lu Bu will get in quite a few hits and increase his spirit gauge. When this happens, it makes it much harder to stagger him and get a special attack in. These moves are absolutely vital in defeating Lu Bu, as he leaves very little room to get in standard attacks. If you're fighting one-on-one, you can control the fight much better. One trick many Wolong players never seem to know is that you can block most attacks. Aside from the unblockables, every attack can be withstood. Not only that, but you can deflect while blocking, offering you many opportunities to reduce his sport gauge and stagger him. As you learn Lu Bu's choreographed attacks, you'll easily gather when it's easy to deflect and whittle down his gauge to cause maximum damage. As long as you're patient and learn his attacks, it makes this fight much easier. Another overlooked tool is to return to the hidden village hub area and speak to the blacksmith. Here, you can upgrade your gear, including weapons and armor. This is incredibly important in surviving some of the later fights, and you really should make it a habit of returning after each mission. You'll want to learn what armor works best for you, ensure you're not a high equipment weight, and use steel or leather to keep everything up to date. It's an easy process and can mean the difference between life and death when you're in a pinch. Don't underestimate how useful upgrading gear is. Wolong will instantly load you into the next story mission once you've completed the one you're on. What you may be unaware of is that there's a wide range of side missions you can engage in called sub-battlefields. These range from short one-on-one fights to variations of levels you've previously completed. None are particularly long, but all work to help build you up even further. If you visit a battle flag and select travel, scroll through each part and check all the missions. You'll be able to see the sub-battlefields you haven't completed in white. Not only do these offer extra chances at earning XP, they also sometimes contain items that will upgrade your dragon pot, meaning more flasks and increased potency when healing yourself. If you're tackling Lu Bu and your morale level is lower than his, you need to pump those numbers up. If this is the case, you'll need to go around and grind some enemies to level up your morale level even higher. Additionally, you can seek out all the marking flags across the map, which helps raise your morale level. If you explore every nook and cranny, you will not only gain experience and raise your morale level, but you'll stumble across more and more of these marking flags to help you out. What do you think of it? Leave your opinion in a comment section. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. Peace.